Welcome back, everyone, to Beast Boys Sports Talk, episode 34, I'm remembering. And we just finished up wrapping up the Eric Barriere interview. Really great to have him, quick and short. He was great guest.
Yep, so
really happy for him, just humbled that he took his time out of his day.
to come be with two college kids. We work for a team, but you have no reason to come here. And after pro day, and we were heading into, we're 2.5 weeks out of NFL draft. So.
Yeah, and scouts are all on him.
We had a bunch here yesterday.
Yeah, very hot right now. So it's just it's just awesome.
Feel very honored to have him on.
Yeah, our first interview ever. We're definitely gonna get better as hopefully we get more interviews with players. So on. So hopefully everyone likes this, and if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe.
Send it to people. Send it to your friends, family, anyone who likes football. And
it's not for us. It's also for Eric. We want the best for him, and we love his journey, and it's just gonna continue.
Yep.
So
I'm excited to see what happens in the future.
With further ado, here's the Eric Barriere interview. Welcome back. It is the interview with Eric Barriere, back-to-back two-time Offensive Player of the Year, reigning Walter Payton of the Year award, so much other records you've broken throughout, Big Sky and then FCS, probably
Too many to list.
Yeah, the greatest FCS player of all time, in my opinion. Eric Barriere, EB, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Doing good.
Great, dude. Yeah, thank you
Pro day
so
was
much.
great yesterday. You feel like everything went well and went what you wanted?
Yeah, no, I thought pro day went really well. I thought everybody performed really well, so
yeah,
I'm happy.
I think that stuck out to me the most was 38-inch vertical jump, because said it would have been most by any quarterback at the combine, but 38 inches as a quarterback, and then.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Really? Yeah, I was like, yeah,
that's crazy. Do you do like practice
Yeah, I was training and stuff back home for all that stuff, but honestly, probably the highest I was hitting 34, 33.
You popped out the gym and got that.
Dude, I look at it.
Oh yeah. No better time to max out than right there.
Yes.
That's what you want.
Yeah, I felt good doing that, so I was happy with that.
But you say you've been training back in California? Because
Mm-hmm.
I know some of the guys are at Team FSP, and some are here, some are back down there.
Yeah.
You like training down there with your people and receivers?
It was good training back in Cali because it was good weather out there. Can't complain with that. It's nice and sunny, and then just being back home, it was just I liked it a lot.
Oh yeah.
And then before this week, the last time I saw you, you broke a FCS record of 80 attempts, passing attempts. How was your arm after that? It had to hurt.
You've never done that before, right?
No, I never threw the ball that much. Honestly, my arm didn't hurt, after that game. I was dealing with other problems than my arm, so.
Yeah, that was the least of my worry.
That was the least of my worry, honestly. I didn't even know I threw the ball 80 times until after we came back on the bus. So.
Yeah, because I was up in the skybox, and the Montana people were like, I think that's 80, because the old record was at the same Washington Grizzly Stadium, which was 78 or something like that.
So I was down the field, and we're finally in the van, and we're driving back, and I go, wait, 80? That's
a lot to say.
That's a lot. But back before you got to Eastern, you were a 3-star recruit, and from the research I did, it was 2 offers from Hawaii and Eastern, if I'm staying correct.
Hawaii, Eastern, Sacramento State.
All right. Screw the internet.
A couple other schools.
So what made you come here? What made you come to Cheney, Washington, and kind of fall in love with the program, the whole EKG thing, and did you fall in love with it originally? Is there anything that made you really choose here instead of a California school? Or
honestly, I wanted to get out of California just to experience something different.
Oh yeah.
And then I think what made me choose Eastern was just the culture, just the family atmosphere. Especially when I first came here, you had guys like Shaq, KB, Coop.
Their last year was your first year, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got guys like that, and then you just see how tight of a family they are and stuff like that. I really wanted to be part of something like that.
Yeah, we've been in the facility being around them been around all the players and coaches for under a year, but I don't know. No one could convince me that other teams are like this and other coaches are that close and players and the whole mentality that brings you together as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then throughout this whole draft process with all the scouts and NFL teams, what's been a trait physically or mentally you feel the NFL scouts haven't really shown a whole lot of light on for you?
Probably just my knowledge of the game, and I think me just being an overall good passer. Like people always try to say like, oh, he likes to scramble this and scramble that, but I don't really scramble a lot unless I have to or unless I see something. So that's why I don't get why people say, oh, he's a scrambling quarterback or this and that. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Because I always remember Pat had a good argument on that. Be like, the film doesn't lie. If you turn it on and watch the game, that's not what's happening. Like,
Yeah.
you're not throwing 500-yard games from scrambling around the whole time. It's
People say what they want, so it's okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess kind of bouncing off the Pat thing, what was it like, or how was your experience transitioning from your quarterback and offensive coordinator coach being changed from Pat to Ian, or from Ian to Pat, and then how did the transition go? Was it smooth? And
It was honestly really smooth because Coach Pat was a good coach. I already built a good, nice relationship with him. So honestly, I think everybody kind of liked it too when everything happened. So credit to Coach Pat, honestly, for stepping in that situation with like
big shoes to
you know,
fill.
like 2-3 games before the playoffs, and for him to just hold it all in, I thank him for that.
And it's paid off for him. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's gotten a new job and moved on to big things. So
Yeah.
that's been awesome to see with him.
Yeah, and then that's just crazy. Like, did you like figure that out like when Pat was gonna be OC like right away, or like how did you get the news? Was it like
How did I get the news? I've been definitely going through some other stuff. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
It was probably like a meeting or something.
Yeah.
They all just came in, but
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, back to the whole like offense. The U of I game, we talked a little bit about that, but like definitely you're in total different mode than just like the best player on the field. With 600 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 74 completion. Like, how was that? Like not a whole lot of changes on defense. Like coming after halftime, like that's just unreal. Dropping 7 touchdowns, man.
I mean, it was, I don't know, it was just a good feeling. Like, honestly, just felt like playing Madden out there, you know.
Yeah,
it looked like
rookie
it.
mode.
Yeah, it just felt like anything could work at that given day. So it was a good feeling, you know, especially breaking a record that day. So
Yeah, ridiculous.
I guess I'll throw in, we had the pro day yesterday. How did everything come apart with the UFC, being able to go down there and be the only quarterback? And then do you feel like everything went well down there? I'm sure that was a pretty cool experience.
USC went really well. You know, that kind of happened with my agent. He set all that up for me.
Okay, that was awesome.
You know, and then just like with me being the only quarterback there, I was kind of like happy too, because you know it's USC, so you thinking they might have other quarterbacks or people that want to be there.
Yeah.
But for me to only be the only quarterback there and showcase scouts what I can do, has definitely paid off a lot these past couple weeks.
For sure, especially they have a lot of their skill players are awesome down there, and I know they had a ton of people watching there. It sounds like that's awesome. He was able to get you that opportunity and go down in front of a lot of people, and a lot more probably than we had yesterday. But that's awesome.
Yeah, that's just so much records, so many records, and it just continued to just like surprise me how like the chip on your shoulder and just like being overlooked from like
since high school to now. I mean, people still
it's
that's
just ridiculous on like how you keep being persistent through like this whole entire thing.
Oh yeah, no, it's just how I am, man. I've been like this since I was a kid, so and I don't know. I just be who I am, you know. That's why I gotta be nobody else.
I guess I have one more too. What's like a biggest improvement? I mean, there wasn't any big gap in your game last year. There was nothing that anyone was like, that's not good. But is there anything like you feel that you wanted to change for it to be better, or something that just kind of came with putting in hard work and working out and throwing balls every day?
Are you talking about like for this past season?
Just in the off season. Yeah, from Montana to today. Is there anything you've put in, or any specific things you've worked on?
Just more like footwork stuff, you know, because in the NFL, it's more like a lot under the center. So me being shotgun quarterback in the spread system, I just had to get used to that, doing 3, 5 step, 7-step drops.
Because we barely did that, yeah.
So that was probably the only real thing, and then just learning the terminology too, X's and O's and stuff like that.
Yeah. With back with like the chip on your shoulder and like meeting with all these scouts and these teams, has it been like I feel like most people like in the draft, like if they want to get high, they're like, oh, I got to put on this personnel, like, oh, I'm the first guy in, first guy out, like trying to put on this whole persona. Have you just been like able to like not have that kind of like pressure, like, oh, if I don't like say something right, you know, like kind of like the right answer, like you're afraid like that's gonna like devalue your steps, like draft stock or?
No, I mean, because for the most part, I just go in being myself. So, like, sometimes on some of that stuff, you kind of don't want to be too long, kind of want to keep it short, get right to the point sometimes. But for the most part, no, I feel like you just got to go in there confident and believe and know what you say when you're talking to the teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the whole process, is there any, like, and I'm sure you've got asked a million questions, is there any, like, hard questions or questions that stuck out where you, like, really had to sit there and think? Because I'm sure when they try to pick your brain, I'm sure there's questions they're going to ask you that they want you to have to think about and answer and not have something, anything that stuck out or any?
No questions really haven't stuck out, no.
Okay.
Kind of, all the questions is kind of just like leadership-wise,
Yeah.
what your teammates think about you and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest, like, things about your game is, like, usually teams, they always have that go-to guy they're just going to throw, but you had 4 other receivers have over 5 touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you just spread the love to everyone.
For sure.
It just wasn't like, like, when probably defenses were looking at film, like, it's not like you just throw it to one guy.
Yeah.
Like, there's games where Lowe goes crazy, there's games where Efton goes crazy, Freddie, Boss, like, it was never like a one guy. It was always like, hey, you're open, Efton have good, yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like we all good, we all on scholarship for a reason, so
Yeah.
gotta beat them and spread them the ball, you know, because at the end of the day, all I'm doing is throwing them the ball, and they doing the rest, so they making me look good too.
Our receiving core you had when you were there, I mean, you were lucky to have a lot of, I mean, the 2 guys that we saw at Pro Day yesterday,
Mhm.
between T-Mac and Dennis at running back, like, it's super impressive, and then even us still watching Freddie and Efton and Nolan and the
Nice.
younger guys starting to get in their work, I'm like, we got this really stacked receiver room all the whole time you were here.
Oh yeah, the talent just keeps coming year in and year out.
Yeah.
Man, that's just ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, like, how did, like, winning Walter Payton, like, finally winning it, you were so close last year, and then being able to accomplish that, how huge was that for you?
Oh, it was good. It was just like an icing on the cake, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just one of those, one of those things where you kind of did everything you wanted to do in college. Played in championship games, playoff games, broke records. So, and just to finally get like the best player of the year of the war is just special, because that's something nobody can never take from me. So like that'll always be there, no matter what.
And the other people that have gotten that way, I mean, it's a crazy stacked list from Cooped. I mean, they're all great. So most of them are in the league, and I guess one of my last questions is, what would it mean to be the first Eastern Washington quarterback to be drafted in the NFL? I know that's the goal, and that's what we all want to see. So
it'll be crazy. That's because that was one of my goals. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to stay at Eastern, was to try to push that and, hopefully become one of the first quarterbacks to be drafted up out of here. Because we had so many great quarterbacks here that didn't get a shot in the NFL, or I don't know. I really don't know. It's crazy to me, all the great quarterbacks we had here, but that didn't get a shot in the league.
sure.
So if I can possibly be one of the quarterbacks selected, that would be special.
yeah, I know you're right. I mean, we've had so many quarterbacks and guys that are doing well up in Canada, or guys that have had shots on an NFL team as an undrafted free agent or post-draft process. But yeah, there's a lot of guys that have gotten overlooked that they're like, damn, we shouldn't have overlooked him. We shouldn't have let him fall. We shouldn't have let him go up to. So yeah, that'd be awesome. That's what everyone wants to see, and that's what we're going to see here in a few weeks. But
This comes as confidence for you, not cockiness. Do you believe you're the best quarterback in this draft?
Yeah, I just think when you watch the film and stuff, my game speak for itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, there's just throws where I'm like, how? No, it's like I remember the first playoff game this year where we had at home. I forgot the team we played.
Northern Iowa.
that was on your
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah, on my birthday. You like ran like 20 yards backwards. I'm like filming, so I'm like trying to like keep composure. Like, what is he doing? You just bolt straight in the end zone. I go, like, you're improvising, just like one and the other. Like who are guys like when you're like younger who you just like watched like, growing up?
Probably mostly it was just Michael Vick. Probably, honestly.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We were just watching YouTube videos or just going in my backyard, just doing different things as a kid.
Yeah.
What about nowadays? Like when you're trying, I don't know if you watch games on Sundays. When we're busy in the season, it's probably hard. But is there anything nowadays?
I like Russ and stuff, but like for the most part, I try to play my style of the game. I add like little wrinkles and stuff maybe,
Yeah.
but for the most part, I just like them as players.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all I got for you.
Yeah, me too. I mean, thank you so much for coming by, you know.
Appreciate it a lot. Showing love. Dude.
Showing love.
Guys from the hometown, I really appreciate it. And we're all super excited to see what happens in the future. And all of us here in Red and Black be rooting for you. And draft day comes. I'm excited.
Thank you.
I'm happy for your career, man. So just upwards now, you know.
Yeah.
So you have a great day. All right. See you, everyone.